Hello everybody, Fearmy Games here with a new part of the Guild Wars Prophecies playthrough. I apologize for the long hiatus I've been on any of my videos. It's mostly just been, life's been keeping me busy. Grandma's, grandma's funeral a couple weeks, a week and a half ago now. No wait, no, a week and a half, yeah, a week and a half ago now. And then me and my girlfriend have been spending a little bit more time together, especially in the mornings on the weekends. So there's been a little bit less time from like times where I would normally record videos. I haven't done it, and I've been super tired. Because usually what I would also try doing is during the week, I would try to record videos. I would try to record these videos like right before bed. Starting at like 9 o'clock, things like that one. With my secondary job starting, I'm getting home at 6, so it's kind of like me and my girlfriend have been mostly been spending time, into like 10, like basically until like 9:30. Then I take a shower and I get ready for bed. So it's like at that time it's been kind of taken up. Today she has some homework to do. So I don't feel like I smelled too much, so I'm not taking a shower tonight. So it's like, I'm going to use that time to record this video here and get something out for you guys on Friday. Show you guys that I'm still alive, in fact, alive. And honestly, I've been still playing a decent amount of Guild Wars 1 while I've been off. Well, I've not been recording videos since my guild we've been doing regular Guild Wars 1 nights have been going on nice and regularly. I've been playing my monk, who like for years sat around doing nothing, and she was like only level like 19 or something. But I basically decided I didn't really want to keep playing like my melee ranger or even a bow ranger. I've never been a fan of bow rangers. I found bow rangers to be like the most boring kind of ranger. I'm like, I feel useless. Even with Barrage, I've never liked Barrage. But it's like, I've been having fun with the monk, keeping people alive. Like, I'm not the most optimized build yet, or like even in terms of armor, which I probably should do, honestly. But it's been quite fun keeping people alive. I'm used, like, the only elite skill that she has is Prayer of Healing, I believe is what it's called. And, damn you and your distracting shot. Oop, that was a lot of damage, whatever that was. I'm gonna do my best to interrupt all of these spells I'm seeing being cast around. These days are starting to be more and more of a threat, which is one reason why I'm quite happy about the healer henchman, the protection henchman. That way we do have some damage reduction. Well, it does mean we have a little bit less access to damage. It does mean that we're more likely to do mega damage. We're more likely to not die to enemy attacks, basically. We're countering more in poisons and hexes. But playing as a monk has been quite fun. I quite like the playstyle of keeping people alive. And honestly, I'm the kind of person where it's like I really am not a big fan of bad healers, so I tend to like playing healers. Because I'm usually not too bad at healing people. Like, one thing I get my Guild Wars 2 static, I always got so annoyed with the Druid. This is why she's been playing a long time. And she's, but it's like, but we're like forced to use 2 healers because the fact that it's just the way that her timings, things like that are just super jank. Like, I'm able to solo heal on training raids without any issues on my Druid. But her playing week after week after week of Druid just, for some reason, can't keep a group alive on the same fight, and we're all a lot more high-level players. And my training group is, and it's like, why does my training group, when I play Druid, not need this secondary healer for this particular fight, but when I'm Druid, but for some reason needs it when you are Druid? It's in a more experienced group. It's that kind of thing that kind of just annoys me. Annoyed me, I should say. I've stopped actually doing it. Like, I did one raid once, like 1 week just to see how I might like it going back. But it's like one of the things but that week was kind of had the things that made me realize why I didn't want to play anymore. It was kind of like very evident on those 2 days where I was there. And I just didn't have fun with it. Like, not even just like some of the interplayer problems. It was also kind of like, it was like, I just don't find Guild Wars 2 fun to play at all. I've actually started playing a little bit of Final Fantasy 14. I've been trying to get my girlfriend involved too, because one way that I will be able to play more of a game is if she is interested in playing that game. So, so basically, if it's something we can do together, I can play it more often. So I actually bought Final Fantasy 14. I've been playing off and on with the free trial for like 2 years before I finally decided to just say, screw it, I'm just going to dedicate time to it and play it, because it's a really good game. I've like, oh, you like, for me, like, the reason I didn't play it was not because I thought it was a bad game. I thought it was a really good game. I was just like, I don't have the time to play this game, like, to dedicate my time to it. And since it's a subscription model, you know, you kind of have to dedicate your time to it. No, except not counting the free trial, of course. But now I kind of have a thing where it's like some of my guildies are interested in playing Final Fantasy 14, so I'm like, well, I might as well give it a shot. Give it a real shot, you know? And especially because I've already basically stopped playing Guild Wars 2. Which one is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, like, I realized after I had to end the last Guild Wars 1 video that how I got the teleporters to work. It was a very roundabout way that I found it. I actually looked for the quest that we're doing right now, which is, I think this one, Sands of Souls, or Ancient Secrets. I forget. I think it's Sands of Souls. I think it was this one in the quest description, not in the area description, but in the quest description, of like the notes of things to do. You had to explain that one, and it probably like happened when I wasn't paying attention. Like the last time, I was kind of like in a rush because my girlfriend I got home when I wasn't expecting her to be home, so I wanted to get like the episode over now, especially because she wanted to go somewhere. So I was like, I was kind of feeling in a rush, even though she probably would have not had a problem waiting. Like it was a situation for me where I'm just like, I don't want to make this. I don't want to make her wait, especially when we have something we're planning on doing. But this time it's just basically a question of how long I'm able to basically mostly me, how long I'm able to stand up, get it done before, and then I'm going to go brush my teeth and go to bed. Also do a little bit of last minute like things I need to do before I go to sleep, like I usually like to set out my clothes for the morning, like before I go to bed, because that way I don't have to worry about doing it in the morning and potentially wake her up because she's right next to the closet, so I'd have to go around all that stuff. It's just easier for me, both in terms of me not having to wake up and remember to do it, and have to like make the decision there that morning. It's also just generally, I think, more efficient for our life. These minotaurs in their dirt pain. Just die, you bastards. Just die. Honestly, probably should have changed target there. Oh, thank goodness the mage put in a... Oh, they're gonna just try and kill my protector NG. You're not allowed to do that, you bastard. That's my protector NG. Gas clumps in this. There's definitely a lot more damage coming out from the enemy, but I definitely am feeling the effects of having that second healer keeping us nice and alive. Though I'm not sure if I actually in the end will want that cultist, because I think it would be better just having some source of more damage. Well, I do appreciate the energy that I'm getting and things of that nature. I just feel like might just be more efficient, do things slightly different. These rock shot devourers with the distracting shot, I'm so glad. I'm not sure if it was me, my clumsiness that did it, or if Little Thorn happened to like knock him down at the accidentally on the right time. But like interrupting that distraction shot was like nice. I miss making videos. Making videos is quite fun. Like I honestly really enjoy talking and like playing these games. Like I don't play a lot of the games I'm recording off of recording, but mostly just frankly so I don't get bored of it, and that way I just don't get bored of it. I've actually been playing Legion TD a little bit on my free time. I've actually been having like I haven't played it for about a week now, but I've been playing like a game wherever I feel like I have time. I play a game here or there. Yeah, it's pretty fun, and I like it. It's fun, and a little bit relaxing thing to do. Though I've been using that time for Final Fantasy 14 the last 2 days, so I might have dedicated to Legion TD. But I like it's kind of thing where it's like I have some games where I've lost, and I felt like ah dang it, moments where it's like I feel like where it's like I've had several matches that went to like the sudden death. I think it's been 2 matches where like so I've only played like maybe 10 matches roughly where it went to sudden death and we end up losing. Like the first time I went to sudden death ever, or was it the second time? Now it makes me think that was 3 times with sudden death, but I believe the first time actually I ended up leaking on the first one, but we didn't die to it. It was not too big of a leak, but it was like a leak basically means that enemies had oh, brain stopped working, sorry. Basically if all of my battlers basically get murdered but there's still enemies left, it's called leaking, because what happens, they'll go from my lane to where our lord is, and if my allies succeeded in winning in holding theirs, their guys get teleported and they defend the king first before the king takes damage. There's a boss right there. I'm just gonna keep running, but I think we're almost to the end. Bye, healer Henchy. I'll miss you. We're just gonna run. Run, Forest! Run! Run, Forest, run! But it's been pretty fun. I've been trying to work my way through the races, trying to get like the achievements for winning with each of the I say races, but they might just be factions. I'm not sure. But basically winning at least one time with each of them, because and so far I feel like I've not been too bad with that. Ooh, side quest. I'll pick you up in just a moment. No, I'll pick you up now. I'll go back to the GTD in just a moment. So, Marchena, you've come here to ascend, have you? I suggest you watch out for the Minotaurs if you head into Prophet's Path. It was those damnable bull-headed monstrosities that slew me many years ago. It really raises my ire that they still live while I'm doomed to wander this desert as a ghost. If you're going to Prophet's Path, could you do me the small favor of slaying some of those hell-spawned cows for me? 10 of them should suffice, and I can make it worth your while. How does that sound? That sounds rather easy. Maybe I'll record some Legion TD videos for the shits and giggles. I don't know yet. But I got one win as the Mechanist. The Mechanist one I think only took me like 2 or 3 matches, and I got the win on that one. I think I might have been carried a little bit on that one, but the Grove one I felt like I really did a good job there. The Grove I basically over the course of several matches where I got so close to winning but ended up losing, and I basically came down to like, okay, if I place this guy here, he could survive the 2 waves, and then I could build some workers in that time and get some more money before I start building more workers, and basically I started getting a little bit of a system in, and then I got the win. I was like, awesome, felt great. I am he. You wish to ascend, do you? Many have come before you and all have failed. May the gods grant you the wisdom to light your way. 3 tests await you in the desert. Seek and you shall find. So welcome to the ghostly hero Torai Osa informed me of your arrival. How can I help you? How do I get into the mess at Aguri Rock? Before you can gain interest, you must first pass 3 tests. The former commanders of Alona await you at the base of the rock itself. They will tell you all you need to know. How long have we been recording here? I'm definitely going to be following the philosophy of shorter is better in terms of like episode length, especially with like concerning time constraints. But definitely going to try at least some of them. Welcome, traveler. This is Jorn Kudebe. Welcome, traveler. It's so exciting to see a new group of people attempt ascension. One can only hope that you'll fare better than those who've tried in the past, myself included, of course. I just spoke to some of your friends and suggested they go out into Skyward Reach and to take a look at the Mesa. You should also take a look and then come back to give me your impressions. I'm recording the impressions of travelers for posterity. What do you think? I do enjoy sightseeing. I think I'm going to do a little bit of some of the side quests that I have here. I have Ghostly Vengeance, Into the Unknown, and I have Ancient Secrets. So I might as well complete some of these side quests here while I'm at it. Apparently, these guys... Well, it isn't Fearmy Games. We thought you were never going to make it. What kept you? What Sin was trying to say, but failing at miserably, is that it's good to see you, Fearmy Games. And this is Devona. Aiden has already gone ahead to find us a suitable spot from which to view the Mesa. When you're ready, we should all go and find him. We'll lead the way. We've become rather expert at locating Aiden whenever he goes on his little scouting expeditions. Seems like he gets lost a lot, I guess. Hey, Logwa. But, when it comes down to it, I really do enjoy it. Like, honestly, I honestly do enjoy Final Fantasy 14 quite a bit. The combat's not too similar from Guild Wars, though honestly, if I had to pick which combat I enjoy more, it's probably Guild Wars. Like, I really like the fact that I have I only have 8 skills, but each of them I can feel their impacts pretty easily. Final Fantasy 14, like, I have multiple different skills. I'm only level 13 in that game right now. Like, I had a character who was like level 33, but I deleted him to make a different character on a different server. Oh, anyways, it's good to see you, friends. I trust the good journey was not too harsh. I've got something to show you. Impressive. I assume that completing these trials will open the way for us. But it's like it feels like I put a bunch of skills in that have like a 1 to 2 second cast time. A couple of them are instantaneous, but it feels like each individual skill doesn't really seem to do much. That was it. That was the whole quest. Okay. Interesting. Is there gonna be like a little text box that they're gonna have when they arrive? It's like, yeah, I'm casting a bunch of these spells. I'm playing an Arcanist, and it feels like each of them to basically hit like a wet noodle on enemies that are like roughly my level, even lower than my level. And it's like, well, I don't. This feels like I like the fact that I'm starting to get like a combo down for how it works, but it does feel like I hit like a wet noodle. Like here, not all my skills hit super hard, but at least know that they're all doing something effectively. Oh, there you go. There's text. Fearmy Games, why don't you go back to speak with that ghost? We're going to explore the immediate surroundings a bit, but I trust we'll see one another again soon. Till then, may the gods of this place preserve you, and then Sin, it had better open the way. I'm not spending any more time than is necessary in this forsaken desert. This must truly be the work of the gods. I can sense the divine energy of the place even at this distance. And then Lilithorn has, I tell thee, I don't like taking instructions from a ghost. You know, probably very smart, Lilithorn. But you are a bit of a deserter, so I'm not sure how much we should really trust you, but you've been reliable so far. We do need to be careful with these Hydras. They actually do pack a decent punch. The other one was the Meteor. I was interrupting that guy in the assumption that guy was the Meteor, but actually it was the other Hydra that was the Meteor. And that's why we took a bunch of damage. I should have moved a bit faster, if I'm being honest. I'm trying to keep an eye out for, like, when they're going to cast, like, a big spell that I need to interrupt. Fire, looks like basically Meteor is the top priority, followed by Fireball. In terms of the DPS output of the enemies. Interrupt that. I interrupted both of them, which is good. Interrupt that Meteor too. Perfect. Yeah, I definitely need to be better at interrupting those meteors. So that way we don't take a bunch of damage like we did there. That one very easily could have been a wipe because of me not doing my job as a Mesmer properly. One thing I've also been doing has been, I've also been doing a bit of D&D preparation. With my, because I did a D&D one-shot, it took some time to prepare for that. And then I've been, basically my D&D has been like every other week, and then sometimes it has to drop to like every week, due to like, I sometimes have to cancel if this real life situation gets in the way. I feel kind of bad about how often it's actually ended up happening. But it's the kind of thing where it's like, I don't intend for that to happen, but it just ends up happening. Mostly due to like real life stuff that thankfully my players are very understandable and they're flexible about being able to like, okay guys, I can't meet this week, but is it okay if we meet next week? You know, instead of make up for it, and they're usually okay at that. And then basically it's back on schedule, we meet for 2 weeks in a row. Especially because if we didn't do that, we wouldn't be able to meet up for a Saturday and have to move anyways. So it's basically I'm getting it out of the way now. But it's a situation where I'm at a point with the campaign where it's like it's interesting to do, but I'm also like, I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. Things have got like, they're definitely going into like a plot that I decided to open up, but I didn't really have a full. Only thing I had in my idea as the conclusion was, enemies is like is enemies here, Aboleth is bad. That's about all that I had for like planned in, and now I'm like, and part of it's like I do try to take some time, like wherever I have downtime, I do end up like thinking a little bit about what I kind of want to do in like the general things. For example, like okay, I took the step by step of like okay, you know, if they did this, so this is how the enemies are gonna react. That desert. I guess I have to go the long way then. And now what happened is I'm like, okay, they're going to meet the general. This is his name. You know, this time they're going to introduce you. I did it. This episode was a little. That session was a little bit. You could say like a little bit like rushed at the beginning because we had a new player joining us, and basically I wanted to get her involved as fast as possible without. So basically, I'm like, okay, you guys decided that you guys said that you wish to leave and head over to the general's camp. Alright, so you guys, it takes you a couple days to get there, but you guys arrive no problem. You guys, you know, show your letter from the Lord. Whose name? Actually, Lord, I forgot his name. Lord, basically I just call him Lord of Zadim. But the Lord gave you in case you wanted to meet with the general after all. And basically it took you a couple hours of waiting, but eventually you guys are shown in by the adjunct of the general to... and have meeting and basically do like a short conversation. I'm like you know, there's this event. You guys look. There's only 4 of you. How, you know, you guys look a little bit light. You know, there's this adventurer here who's by herself. Why don't I just throw her and make it your problem kind of situation. She's a bit strange, but you know, should probably work well with you guys. Maybe. I just met you, but. I'm sure I'm right. Kind of. He doesn't actually say, you know, I just met you. I'm sure I'm right. Kind of situation. But it was basically a very like a hand wavy kind of way to get the new character added into the party. And then what they ended up doing on the last session was they decided to try and. Oops, I need to finish them off before he casts Meteor when I'm not looking. Interrupt that, and he's dead. And basically what they ended up doing was I was basically just outlining, okay, he's taking these 4, this is the general situation of the war. Because basically here's the player decision, there's now a war going on between an army of Dwargear mixed with some goblins and humans. Invading the kingdom where they came from because they didn't deal with a problem in a prompt manner. So it's like, so it's a bit of a oopsie. Now it's a bit of our problem to deal with. And then, like, I was just listening to these words as kind of just like, you know, a bit of like flavor. Like this is the position of our lines. Yeah, it's not the best situation, but oh well, kind of thing. But they ended up actually deciding to take out the. I was like, they ended up trying to decide to take out the forts. I was like, thankfully I had prepared a fort, but I wasn't planning on using it for those forts. I was planning on using it for like you come across like a hastily made fort kind of situation, and that ended up being the fort that they went to. Do I need to, can I go? What is this way? Diviner's Ascent. Is this like, am I going the long way around? I'm probably going the long way, aren't I? Oh well. And they ended up basically taking out the, they ended up taking out the fort. It was not a big fort. It was only like, basically I didn't want it to be too crazy. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be something you can do. So basically I made it like 8 people, I think, 8 enemies, and then like 6 like enslaved kobolds, because basically, because of their inaction before, they ended up the warren of kobolds that they ended up encountering previously, who asked them for help, ended up getting enslaved. And now they're basically, one of their goals is to try and free these people from servitude, which they basically kind of, you know, left them to deal with by on their own. I really feel like I'm going the long way. I'm betting. Let me see something here. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Oh well. We're doing extra explorations, eh? But now basically they kept asking so much about patrols and stuff like that I'm like, yep. Like I was already thinking about like patrols are going on, but I was originally just gonna have like that was the whole fort. But then I'm like, on a whim, I'm like, actually there is a actually isn't a patrol. It's actually the captain of the guard had taken out some men on a patrol, and he's supposed to be. And basically, because they had taken someone, like someone that's basically, I don't like my guys just all fighting to the death for no reason. Basically, this says like, well, I'm the last one left. I'm just going to surrender, kind of a situation. And basically surrendered, and basically is like, it's like, in return for my life, you know, I'm like, here's this, here's the information, yeah. Like, I'll answer your questions, kind of a situation. And basically mentioned that the captain of the guard's coming back, and usually they come by nightfall. They usually, I should say, they usually come around by nightfall. Like, there's like the Dorga don't like the sun, so like he'll probably be here after dark, kind of situation. And now basically I'm planning, and they don't have enough time to do a full long rest. So it's going to be a kind of a short battle after a short rest. Though one of the new players is a warlock, so she'll be getting back all of the resources that she expended during the previous battle. But everybody else will have to just live with it. And I'll use some of their resources healing each other before they actually decide to take that short rest. So basically they did waste some resources. Now, oh my, there's this giant sandworm right here. That hurts. That's not very nice, people. We don't just eat people. Now I'm dead. Team! Team! The fudge was that sandworm doing there? It's back! Naughty the fuck! Interrupt that. Damn plate touch. Alright, now it's just the sandworm. I'm the only one who died there. Feels bad. I am confirmed the real scrub of the party. Aha! Gotcha. I want to cast some Conjure Phantasm, and then if I do get the energy for it, I want to cast Empathy on him. Yeah, this thing definitely is healing itself, but looks like Conjure Phantasm is offsetting it. Maybe combined with a bleed or something. Here we go. yeah, we'll see how it goes. I still need to figure out exactly what the endpoint's gonna be. Well, I just hope it's gonna be satisfying for the players to play through. You know, that's my, you know, I think that's every DM's concern, is making sure it's enjoyable. And I'm trying to think about when eventually when I might end this campaign. That we've been going for, it's been almost a year now. I think they started in January. We've been going out like almost every other week. We prepared for like 1 month. We went every week, but I'm like, guys, I'm gonna actually be able to maintain this pace kind of situation. Because one thing I kind of want to do is I actually kind of want to move over to, I think might have mentioned this before. I want to move over to a different system. I want to move over to what's called Savage Worlds. So I picked up Pathfinder for Savage Worlds, and I'm really looking forward to getting it, to playing more of it. We're doing a little bit of like a short adventure thing with it, but honestly, I feel like I can do some of the things I really want to do with Savage Worlds that I can't do in D&D, or at least not in the way that I want it, just with the way D&D combat works. Like, for example, I wanted to be able to fill that fort out with you know, actually a full garrison, and what that makes, I feel would make sense for an actual fort. But instead, because the way that, at least for me and my groups tend to be, combat tends to drag on a little bit. But I feel like, but I find that the way the Savage World works is a lot of time combat won't drag on, so I might actually be able to make this fort a little bit more fleshed out in terms of the number of people in it, and have it not drag on. I still wouldn't grab crazy amounts, because mostly due to the fact that it wasn't a very big fort to begin with. But it's like, I had to be very careful. I'm like, okay, you know, this battle's taking a little bit longer. I'm actually gonna, this guy hasn't really taken any damage yet, and he hasn't really hit anybody yet, because of just the way the battle's been going. I'm going to, we've arrived at Lona Reach. I think this is a mission area. Yeah, it's a mission area, but I think it's a little early to do this mission, so we'll be back later. No, we'll be back another time. We're still on a hunt for the Salt Flats, which is somewhere around here. We'll get there eventually, I'm sure of it. That was me trying to be like, am I going the right way to the map that I have right there? Yeah, and like, unlike D&D, where I'm like, I'm not sure if I can really make an effectively balanced enemy for like the levels they are at. I feel very confident in trying to make, like, I'm making my own enemies already for Savage Worlds, because I want to make Guild Wars 1. I want to make a Guild Wars 1 like campaign, where it's going to be, if players want to and they end up making the right decisions, they might end up following the main story, but there's a very real possibility that they don't follow the main story, and instead what happens is that they might make their own story. Basically, I came with this idea a few years ago, and I started systems, creating the system for it, and I don't know where I ended up putting my notebook for it. I think it's somewhere around here. But I started like writing down the notes and being like, okay, if this happens, then this happens, and kind of fleshing out how it would be. And I'm basically making Captain Arn more of an integral character, and starting the characters after this hearing. And one thing I would want in their backstory for the characters would be, what did you guys do during the searing? What were your life before the searing and after the searing? And they're all going to be part of the Ascalonian military. So I'm gonna be like, okay, guys, what are you going to do? Like, why are you guys in the military? Like, what choices of yours led to this happening? You know. And basically, I'm gonna make Captain Arn more the point man, basically using his quest, or at least be one of the point men, at least. And their decisions, they might end up siding with Prince Rook, and basically Prince Rook's path will lead him to, you know, fleeing Ascalon like he does in the game. But they might choose to actually side not with Prince Rook. They might decide to side with King Alderburn, and, you know, and protect their homeland. And in which case, I'm going to make a lot of use of these side quests that involve like going beyond the wall, especially the Pike and Square mission, if you guys remember that, where we helped out Duke Barradin take Pike and Square and break the siege and kill the Chars, disrupting their supply lines and finding Athelia's ashes. You know, that kind of thing. I also plan to add in, like play that up a bit more. Play a bit more. This is an active war going on, and Ascalon is in trouble unless something changes. And you know, will that change be them fleeing like what was in the game in Guild Wars 1, or is the change them fighting and holding Ascalon and actually driving back the Char? For example, what I'm actually setting up as part of the storyline is that, well, at least as part of the idea that I have in my head for this Guild Wars 1 playthrough, like the Guild Wars 1 campaign, it would be Prophecies. Is that if they choose to stay with Alburn, I'll probably eventually have them take a mission, or at least offer them a mission, where they might be able to, or like I'll offer them a mission to like join with the Ebon, like be like, okay, we've lost touch with the Ebon Vanguard. We sent deep into the Char lines, deep behind Char lines, to try and deal with them in their homeland. I need you to make contact with the dwarves, and I need you to make contact with the dwarves, and so that way they can maybe like either you make contact with the dwarves, or find some way to follow the trail of the Ebon Vanguard in order to find out what happened to the Ebon Vanguard, and see if you can maybe help them, because we will need their assistance in this war, kind of a situation. Basically, then tying that into the events of Eye of the North if they want. Basically, like, you know, there's these destroyers that are causing lots of problems, as well as the Char and all that jazz. And so it's like, or they could follow the events of, they make their way to Kryta, and you know, if they do choose to go to Kryta, then they'd be enrolled in the White Mantle, and then they can choose: do we side with the White Mantle, or do we side with the Shining Blade, as you do in the story? And then, you know, basically, and it could be and I think they could be very fun. And it's basically if I was gonna play with my real life, like my girlfriend and my friend in real life, both like the friend in real life, she like started Guild Wars 1 but never finished it. So it would be an entirely new kind of situation for both of them to have to play through it, which would be kind of cool. Or I might do it eventually with some of my online friends who've all played Guild Wars 1, just so they could experience it for themselves. I'm not really sure, like, what the best idea would be, mostly due to the fact that, you know, by doing it, you know, by the fact that they would have played it, they might affect how their choices go. Well, you know, we'll see how that goes. Accidentally casting Backfire, accidentally on purpose. Ward against melee. We're at the Salt Flats at last, so that's why we got knocked down. I thought I was like, you didn't ward against melee does not knock you down, as far as I'm aware. What happened? And then I saw the second guy came. I'm really, I haven't fully fleshed it out, but one thing I'm probably gonna do is, now that Tailspire's out, and I've been looking into that one, is maybe I'll start spending some free time that I have. I think actually north and west is a better idea. Is using some of that newfound free time that I have to try and interrupt the spells. If he tries to save himself, nope, accidentally on purpose interrupted that guy. Oh, I was too slow on that one. Yeah, but the Hailspire, I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna have, like, you know, some theory of the mind stuff for a lot of like the kind of like areas like this. It'd be more theory of the mind, not really create any active set pieces, but try to like set things for like missions, where it's like, you know, the boss area, for example, like the Bloodstone Fen. The Bloodstone I'd make into like I'd make that into a map for them to fight, like an actual battle map for them to fight in, and then Oh, and then, you know, basically other areas where I think are more key set piece battles, you'll set them up with an actual, like, encounter area. But if they end up not doing that, but if they end up, you know... Anyways, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. And 4. Teleporter is now active. He interrupted his cast time because I finished casting Backfire. Oh my, there's a lot of enemies here. Interrupt that. Finish him off. Interrupt that. Damn, enemies spamming spells. I honestly dislike how the enemies just keep coming out of the ground, if I'm being entirely honest with you guys. It's kind of annoying to make it be like, and there's more of them, and there's more of them, and there's more of them. It's kind of one of the reasons I dislike the Ampha too, because they tend to do that as well. I'm like, more of them. Maybe not the nicest thing to think about it, but it's just how I feel, and I'm not gonna apologize for that, especially when I'm right. Interrupt that. You are casting spells at me. That's not very nice. I'm about to make you pay dearly for casting those spells at me with your life being the price you pay. Party. I'm not sure it was. I'm tired. Alright, so this is the quest, boy. Send it, send. Fangfa Tai is a particularly short-sighted mortal. He has walked by me on several occasions. Though I have sought to manifest before him, he has seen nothing. Such is the way with some people, it seems. Why should I hide? What is more tedious than eternity in the desert alone, after all? Did you know there was a time I would have given my life to protect the secrets of my trade? Now that my life is over, it seems not so important. Is there something I can craft for you, maybe? So he can make these I can purchase some of these fancy rare materials from, but I don't really need any of them. See, I want to check something real fast. There is an area over here that we might as well pick up while we're in the general vicinity. It's just a small little outpost area. It's like the southwest part of the Salt Flats. That way, in case we ever want to come back into this vicinity, you know, we'll be right there ready to go. Oops. That guy was not dead like I thought he was. Now he's dead, though. Interrupt that. Screw you, people. Die. Die, I say. I think there's just one guy left. Interrupt. Ah, I was too slow to cast that interrupt spell. Yeah, lots to do, so busy time, so much to think about. I've also, in the last few weeks, last month. I think it's actually I think it's been my 31 day, anniversary of starting it, I think. According to the thing I've started using Duolingo to practice. Because what happened is I was like, I want to learn Japanese, but I ended up not actually practicing it very much because just like doing it by myself without any direction just made me go like, I don't really know what to do kind of situation. So what I ended up doing is I started Duolingo, and I've started learning Japanese, and I've also started learning how to do, fudge you people. Damn you and your power train. I hate it. I hates it so much right now. And though we've been kind of surrounded, we might be in a bad spot right now. I don't really know what to do about it. We might just die. I think I'm about to die. There's more groups than I was planning on are now trying to murder me. Cast the spell, I dare you! I dare you! Aha, sucker. Damn it! They're interrupting my spells. This is just Mesmer on Mesmer violence. There's nobody. I'm about to be resurrected. If that was actually ended up being like 3 or 4 groups of enemies swarmed us from all directions. It feels like be either the same amount but only from one direction, or just not all of those groups aggroed on us. I wasn't paying much attention, and their aggro range was a little bit more than I was planning on. It's unfortunate that I have to do this. I think this one was simple. If I remember correctly, it's just... Oh, no, the teleport's still active. Never mind. Why is there enemies here? Didn't I kill all of you people? Just die. Thorn, why aren't you attacking this damn scarab? There we go. Last of them dead now. Okay. Ah, for fuck's sake. Like, there's something, there's too many damn random encounters. I learned that the hard way when it came to doing Tomb of Annihilation. I was running it where it's like my players start feeling there's a lot of combat, but it doesn't really mean anything. But I kind of warned them ahead of time this is a hex crawler. It's gonna be very grindy kind of a situation because that's what Tomb of Annihilation is by default. But there's still a bit of complaints about that one, which means it's just not the kind of playstyle that they want to do. And eventually, what happened is where it's like, oh, I ended up canceling that campaign because I was just not having fun with it. I felt like the amount of effort I was putting in and the amount of interaction I was getting back from the players was just not worth it. Was not worth my time investment. I just wasn't having fun. Like this thing I thought was gonna be super cool. One of the players had been infected with lycanthropy, so I was like, awesome. We're gonna play this up. We're gonna have a situation where he transforms at night. They don't know what's going on. And so basically you have to deal with them being attacked, but the players are like, some of my players are very into it, but I'm like, for some of them I'm just like, guys, what are you guys gonna do? It was just like, it just made me not want to DM anymore. It was just that frustrating to deal with, that level of investment. They all wanted it would be situated, and it's like I don't know if they just weren't having fun with my DM style or just the situation or if because it was online they just felt like they didn't have to give as much. It was just all around was like, this is not fun. I'm not having fun with this. We're just gonna cancel is basically what I did, and so that's what I did. 1, 2, 3. Looks like we're not doing that one. Looks like it's that one twice. Oh, maybe not. Ah, fuck's sake. More of these rockshot devours again. At least they're not taking too long before they die this time. This homebrew one, while I have no idea what's going on, because this is my first time doing a homebrew thing, and I'm not even using published adventures that I've been using in the past. I'm just doing it based on my own general thought pattern, and it's like, interesting kind of kind of thing. And it's very much it's not like the stereotype where I'm like, I'm not like staying up and I worrying about it, but it's definitely, I'm like, okay, I need to make sure I at least know some things. And I sometimes feel myself that I might be a little lacking at points. But it's also like, I'm not quite sure how like I'm trying to find the balance between, you know, how much to prepare and how much not to worry about, because I've had situations where they've just completely gone a different direction than I'm expecting, and I don't want to waste too much prep time. There's some situations where that can very easily just be moved around a bit, but there's other situations where it's like, not really. Depending on what the content is. These damn jade scarabs with their parasitic spamming skills. Why is there even more of these devourers? Gee, how many times do I have to kill you people before you just stop coming back to life? I feel like maybe Vile Touch is not a spell like I've been thinking. Maybe it's actually just a skill, like the Vampiric Bite was. It's getting a little late. This episode's definitely gone a little longer than I had planned, but I think I'm almost to that town I wanted to get to. Once I was like, I'm in Softflat anyways, I might as well get to that town while I'm here. And I can always, and then I can accept the career request. Oh no, more of these things. Okay. There we go. It's one thing I really want to do with this video is basically to show I'm still alive, and I very much do enjoy the videos, and I can safely say I'm going to try at least doing one video a week. But it's kind of a situation where I'm not going to try and just pick a random video to do each week. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do at least this Guild Wars 1 Prophecies playthrough a week, and then whatever other video I'm in the mood for, whether it's BattleTech or whether it's a Total War video. Probably when I'm trying to prioritize, maybe I might, if there's Rome Total War videos, if I'm going to prioritize any of them, is the Kingdom of Samaria campaign, once, because that's one I've honestly been having a blast with. Because honestly, I really do like Rome 2, especially with the Vita and era, where it feels like it's just taken. I really, especially honestly, after replaying Rome 1, I have really started not liking it as much as I did when I was a kid. There's so much. I'm not sure if this is the remastered problem or if it's like this was a problem with like the original. I'm just like, the AI are just complete dumb fucks, and there's like, in the way that morale works in the game, just frustrating as all hell. I am tired of this shit spam. Nah, I was too slow. For fuck's sake. Cast us. Okay, come. Nah. I used to be fast enough to interrupt their clumsiness, to be able to interrupt Conjure Phantasm, but I'm not fast enough right now. Though maybe their fast casting actually is high enough that I can't do it. That actually might be why I'm having too much trouble. That arm just being slow. Clumsiness, though, that one's the one that's not too bad to interrupt. It should be roughly in this area. The place that I'm looking for. Maybe a little bit north of here. There's definitely a lot of enemies in this area, which is like, oh me, oh my. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit more north of here. I'm aggroing more enemies though, aren't I? I hate Mesmer enemies though. Jeez. They keep spamming everything I spam on my enemies. I don't like tasting my own medicine. Damn you. Damn you. I don't want to take it. I don't want to take my medicine. Yeah, definitely their fast casting is just too high. It makes it hard to spam them. It feels like the enemies are just coming over here one by one to die, and I want them to die faster. Die, you evil monster. Okay, well, we got another shriveled eye. Apparently, I can walk down that area. I was not expecting that. Let's see. But I can't walk up there. Okay, back up this way we go. I don't quite know like, which ways are up and down, which ways I'm not allowed to go. But it looks like that was not a way that I can go up and down. Don't quite get the logic here, but it's whatever it is. It is what it is kind of a situation, you know? Yeah, it'd be kind of funny, you know, I'm doing this exploration area here to try and find this area, but what if I'm not able to come here until, like, I do a mission, and I'm just wasting my damn time? That would be unfortunate, but honestly, a real possibility. Damn, there's just so goddamn many of you people. Just die. I know it's a little bit negative telling people to just die, but I really feel that way. Alright, maybe it's past this teleporter. I actually don't know what's past here, but we'll find out. Yeah, but we're now level 20. We don't have all of our skill points, but that's not the end of the world. Let's see, what's this? So which one first? This one, then this one, then that one, then that one. Okay. A very simple pattern. Boop. So where is... Why is this a thing? I guess it's for people want to get like who don't want to go this, who are like, oh, happen to be over here and didn't want to go the around, I guess. Or maybe this is the way up for them. I definitely feel like I'm going the... Oh, hey, there's an altar over here. What's over there? I'm going to be very wary of whatever this place is, because I actually don't know what would be over here. I don't know if anything that's west of Salt. Oh, this is what I was looking for. My map is actually on that one, and this one actually disagree where this thing was. So I was looking over here thinking, oh, this is roughly where it should be, but it's actually a little bit more to the west. But we have arrived. This is Seeker's Passage, and there are some side quests and some merchants here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to end the episode here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is a bit of a longer episode than I intended. But thank you for exploring with me, listening to my rambling. And if you guys like the video, press the like button down below, Rumble if you're on Rumble. Subscribe to see some more of my content. And thank you guys again for your patience. I'm glad to be back after a 2 or so week hiatus. But yeah, I'm basically going to try and keep this video weekly, this series weekly, and maybe another one if I have time. A bit of a serious downgrade from 4 to 5 video episodes a week, but I honestly just can't maintain it and live a healthy lifestyle. But take care, guys.